Yo, YouTubers, this is a party political broadcast on behalf of the roller coaster ride party. I'm watching you. No, seriously folks, I'm just doing this. I've just made a major discovery, right folks? You can probably tell by the sound quality or whatever. I'm using a proper, I'm using my cheap budget laptop, and I've had this laptop for ages, and for some reason I could never, the webcam worked, but I could never do these kinds of, just with the laptop on my lap, just chilled out on the chair, without using my mixing desk gadgets or whatever for microphones and everything. For some strange reason, see, I've got a PC, like an ordinary PC, and I've got this laptop which is, like a sort of budget laptop, but it's quite functional, you know what I mean, right? And the problem is, every time I tried to use it, there was something in the microphone. It'd record the videos through the webcam and stuff, but it wouldn't pick up the sound. And I'm sort of, know how to set up sound cards and microphones for studios and stuff, but I could never work out what was wrong with the microphone on this computer. I just left it and thought, but because it's a laptop and it's so useful, to just do these kinds of speeches, you know what I mean? This isn't a full speech, by the way. I'm just doing a little quick video and then I'll upload it and see how fast it uploads straight from the laptop. And it makes everything really easy for me, you know what I mean? I don't have to use a video camera when I'm just doing basic speaking. I don't know. Yeah, so the sound quality, I'm gonna talk quietly for a little bit. This is like a vocal test, basically. So I'm just going to talk quietly, because when I'm sitting over there, when I'm sitting near me main equipment, and I've got to talk into that Zoom mixing desk thing, because the microphones are built into it, Whereas these things, they're always crystal clear, aren't they? The microphones on laptops, and you know why? Because of spies. They want to listen to me when I'm on Pornhub, you see. But I don't go on Pornhub, you see, so they can't do that to me. I buy DVDs. I buy DVDs from the sex shop instead. Anyway, yeah, I think these gadgets are just spying machines, basically, especially since Windows 10 and that. But we've got nothing to hide. Why should we worry? You know what I mean? There's nothing to hide. Why am I bothered? I'm an ugly fat man. What have I got to hide? I'm an ugly fat man with a beard. Why should I be bothered? But anyway, I'm testing the sound. I'm doing a little speech. I just got one quick little message. R.I.P. Neil Peart, probably the greatest rock drummer of all time, right? But that was a bit of a shock recently. I love Neil Peart. I love Neil Peart. He's a major influence in my world. He's a great drummer, lyricist, sound fella, and he's in drummer's heaven now with Buddy Rich, and he'll be having one of those drum duels now with Buddy Rich. But yeah, I'm more into drums than guitars, to be honest, folks, but I never got into playing the drums, but really sad to find out that Mr. Peart had died. No one knew anything, did they? They didn't want anyone to know. It was like 3 years past, and we all thought he had some kind of arthritic condition or something, but it was much more serious than that, obviously. But God bless the dude, brilliant ambassador for rock music, fantastic drummer, brilliant artist. I did see him once. I seen him in if you go on YouTube or whatever and you search for Rush Show of Hands concert, which was filmed in Birmingham over 2 days, Birmingham NEC, and it was 2 concerts, and they basically split the shows in 2, and so half of that concert I'm actually there, and the other day, it was the next day, I wasn't there, I was with my friends and some people I know. and we went to see Rush in Birmingham. That was back in 1986, was that maybe? 87? But that was a fantastic show, you know what I mean? And Peart was on total form there. So, you know what I mean? I can go back in the spaceship and come rendezvous in Birmingham. Everyone's alright. That's the way I see it. Everlasting life. I think Matt Halpin, the drummer of Periphery, is the new Neil Peart. I don't mean that like in a derogative way or anything. I mean it like he's got the same kind of passion. You know what I mean? He just plays his heart out like, and it's non-stop. It's like solos, isn't it, throughout the songs? But yeah, I've actually seen both Mr. Peart live, and recently I've seen Matt Halpin play live, which was fantastic. I go to see bands because of drummers, guys. I go to see bands for two reasons. I'm heavily into drums. I don't know if anyone's noticed that from my demos. I use a drum program thing, but it's a real drum kit sampled, right? Simon Phillips actually in most of the songs sampled. I program the beats and that, like, but it's his kit and his sonics and that, like. But I also go to see crowd participation. That's the bands that I gravitate to and I listen to and who go to watch and that, like. If you check them all out, they all have one thing in common. There's always a great big crowd sing along, Like Delirious, the Christian band, went to see them. They were amazing, brilliant. I mean, what a sing along! Well, I always try and capture sing alongs. You know what I mean? And I love drums. But Mr. Peart passing on the other day. Oh man, I was kind of, because he had a bit of a tragic life, didn't he? But bittersweet. I suppose it was like a yin-yang balance, wasn't it? We can't have the best of everything, can we? You know what I mean? It's like no one has it totally smooth, do they? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's very sad to see that, like, very sad. But I'm sure a man of his stature and creativity and all the work he put in, there must be millions of stars expanding, mustn't there? Into the outer regions just from his creative flow alone, like, and his hard work. Well, what a proper dedicated drummer, you know what I mean? A great artist, like. But yeah, I was really sad about that. I was like a shocker. I didn't expect that, you know what I mean? So wherever he is, if he's watching, you know what I mean, we salute you, Mr. Peart. I'll be honest with you, folks, he wasn't my favourite drummer. My favourite drummer is Steve Smith, the guy out of Journey, and he does jazz stuff and whatever. But I loved Steve Smith because he underplayed a lot. That's what to me that's what a drummer says more by underplaying than overplaying, if you know what I mean. And Steve Smith, if you listen to that guy playing in Journey and stuff like that, you think he was just a mediocre drummer, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Whereas, like, you have a listen to Tony McAlpine's first album with Steve Smith playing the drums and Billy Sheehan playing the bass as the rhythm section, and man, you hear Steve Smith really playing like metal, overkill, awesome drums, right? But I love the way he's an amazing drummer, Steve Smith. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not taking that away from other drummers or anything. It's just my personal choice, guys. Everyone says, most people, Neil Peart has got to be the most famous drummer on earth, hasn't he? He's got to be. Probably more he is more famous than Buddy Rich. If more of a household name. Because Buddy Rich was more like a specialised field of music, wasn't it? But it's Buddy Rich got me into drums when I was a kid. I used to love watching drums on the telly, and I wanted to be a drummer, and it didn't work out for me. Slash me wrist time. Didn't work out. Play the bloody guitar instead. Well, we're on now 9 minutes. Wow, this is great. I'm recording with just a camera and a laptop. I can't believe it. Great. Well, yeah, man. To Geddy and to Alex Lifeson, oh man. You know what I mean? Condolences, and we all know that, like, artists never die. You know what I mean? It's sad, like, but oh man. But yeah, Steve Smith's my favourite drummer. I'll call Neil Peart the greatest rock drummer because he was relentless, he never changed his style through the majority of his work. It was all, but he is overkill, isn't he? The guy is overkill. He nailed that niche of drumming, like, to the best, like, to the highest standard. And we've got, like, that's who Matt Halpin in Periphery reminds me of when I watch him play and watch the videos of him and that, the way he just kind of, like, he seems to trance out on the drum kit, like, you know what I mean? I love saying that. Drums are what it's all about with me. It's like, you can't be a rock band without a great drummer, you know what I mean? Of course, I'm reduced to using programs and stuff. It's like foaming at the mouth because I can't find a real drummer. I can't find one, like, a real, it's got to be a really good drummer, like, you know what I mean? Can't find one to work with me, like, and well, I'm still young enough in inverted commas to get something together, like, but I need a great drummer, like, otherwise I've tried working with drummers that aren't really top notch, and it's awkward, because you're always reaching for that next level, But yeah, that's my main message. I thought while I was just testing this camera and testing the microphone, I'm really gutted about that. Like, it's the saddest news I've heard for a long time, But yeah, seen him live and he was fantastic. And you can actually watch that concert. So you just find Rush Show of Hands, Rush, Birmingham NEC. That's when I seen them, like. And they were fantastic. The best song of the night was The Mission, a song called The Mission. Seeing that live was like, wow, for me personally. And Spirit of Radio, because of it, it's a 10,000 seat of the NEC. Look at me, I'm like an old man waffling about my memories of Mr. Peart, the magical nights of Rush. You only need to see them once, really. You know what I mean? They're that good. But yeah, they did The Mission that night, and that just blew my head off. It was just so magical, right? And Spirit of Radio, because when they say concert hall, and the crowd all go singing, crowd participation, whatever. But that's a little magical moment from that gig as well, like, They do that in every gig, don't they, as far as I know? Rush play that song in every concert, like. But they were a stadium band, weren't they? I mean, how many drummers are there have been surrounded by that amount of people for such a consistent amount of years, you know what I mean? Stadiums, you know what I mean? A complete stadium band. They're probably the greatest, like, steady rock band ever, aren't they? Because they never changed the lineup. They didn't really sell out. They experimented with different styles. They went as far as long as they could. They played to so many fans just for the sake of pleasing the fans. You can clearly see that. It's not a financial motive with Rush. They're one of them bands that just can't help making money. They get out of bed and fall into money, wouldn't they? You know what I mean? Because they're so talented. But the work they put in is phenomenal, isn't it? But yeah, man, I'd label them as probably the most classic, greatest rock band, because they didn't change the lineup and they stayed true to themselves right throughout all their recording career and that, like. So yeah, man, they get my roller coaster ride, seal of approval, thumbs up, man. Yeah. But I was going to actually put a Rush song in my busking set, right, folks. And my favourite Rush song is a song called Mystic Rhythms. Absolutely love that song. And it's probably the simplest song that Rush have ever done. Especially for the drums. There's so much space. You just wouldn't think it was Peart on the drums there, there's so much space, but it's tribal. And it's got a tribal element to it, you know what I mean? And a mystical tribal vibe, like. But I was going to put that in my live set, in my busking set over time when I get round to it. I'm still working on songs. I'm working on Gun Better Days at the moment. to throw that in, because I'm going to play Glasgow, and I'm not playing in Glasgow unless I've got a gun song in my set, you know what I mean? I might get beat up. So yeah, Mystic Rhythms by Rush might be coming in, especially now as my tribute to Peart. Like, I love that song, absolutely love it. So yeah, that's coming on the way at some point. Sorry to bore you folks, I'm just throwing this out because I want to see how long it records. But I'm curious, how long does it record? These videos of these laptop machine thingy-majig things. But yeah, the camera's fine, microphone's fine, I'm sure you can all hear me. Now I'm just going to get onto YouTube and do a direct upload. And then final test, I know I can just speak anywhere with me laptop, do a speech and just send it straight out, you know. So that's cool, that's good news for if I ever go travelling and I take the laptop with me. If I ever play Amsterdam or whatever I'm going to do. Live in Amsterdam, #1 in the dog strip show. If there are any strippers or exotic if there are any burlesque dancers out there in Amsterdam that are prepared to play to my music, as long as I don't have to pay, and I put a blindfold on like Nick Nightingale in Eyes Wide Shut, like, you know, I'm prepared to do some live music for, you know, so if it's not too saucy. Shouldn't have said that. Shut up. Alright, I'm getting off. Anyway, test finished. So yeah folks, expect a bit more of the speeches, because the reason I don't do as much speaking is because I've got to use my main computer and sit right up to the microphones basically, and it's like, you know, I've got like an Asperger's brain, you get me, like things that are a bit too much hassle, whereas a laptop you just switch it on, you just go, wait, I'm going to do a speech, upload it, no problems. So yeah, the microphone's working at last, and at last that's a good joke, wasn't it? I pretended the microphone went off. And if there are any spies watching, any, you know, cyber hackers or cyber warriors watching me, spying on me and saying, let's see what you're up to with our clever little gadgets and that, like. That's all I've got to say to you, you sad knobheads. Alright folks, all the good folks out there, thanks for watching Roller Coaster Ride. Expect a lot more speeches. R.I.P. Neil Peart, God bless him, a real ambassador for rock, mate. He puts, you know what I mean, that's what rock is all about, man. Okay, thanks for watching folks, expect some more speeches very soon. Serious stuff, me moon speech, I'll get round to my moon speech. I'm going to explain to everyone, I've got, like, you know what my problem is folks? I'm a believer, I know God, I know my Bible, I know my stuff, right? A lot of other believers on YouTube, and it's like, flat earth, they didn't go to the moon. I'm like, oh. Look guys, the Spirit tells you everything you need to know, right? If there's a blockade in your information, then you've got a bogey on your telephone line between you and common knowledge. What is actually common knowledge? You know, across the earth's not. I'm gonna put my thumb up and say wow. Put my thumb up and say wow. Alright, anyway. Yeah, some speeches coming up soon, folks. I've got some debates and that. Don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against people saying what they think, you know, the flat earth thing, or they didn't go to the moon or all that, but you know why I argue about it, guys? You see, the fact that they wanted to go to the moon in the first place, is there's a reason for it other than just space exploration, guys, and to cut that out the equation is to dismiss all this really interesting information I've got to share, you know. My word. Anyway, I'm getting off. Thanks for watching, and I'll be posting some videos up very soon.